Okay, in our last lesson we learned about parallelograms. Now we want to be able to identify or prove that something is a parallelogram and do that with coordinates in the coordinate plane or some other method. So remember the opposite sides converse. If you have if both pairs of an opposite side of a quadrilateral are congruent, then the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. And if the opposite angles are congruent in a quadrilateral, it's a parallelogram as well. Okay, for this problem there is a large proof drawn in the book that I'm not going to go through, but basically what they're going to do to prove that this is a parallelogram is they're going to make two triangles by having the diagonal from A to C, and they're going to prove those two triangles are congruent because they have three common sides or three congruent sides. And once they do that, they can go back and prove that the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. You can feel free to look at the information canvas to see about that. So here we have an amusement park ride that has basically it has both opposite sides are going to be the same length, so that means that it's a parallelogram. And because you see that the area running under the arch in the bottom is parallel to the ground, then this top part will also always be parallel to the ground. So that would be the explanation that you would give there. Okay, so in a quadrilateral, it has measures of 42 degrees for W, 138 degrees for X, and 42 degrees for Y. We need to find angle Z. So we're going to do this. We're going to go 360 minus 42 plus 138 is 180 plus 222, and I get 138. So is it a parallelogram? Yes. All of the opposite angles are congruent. So we're going to find x and y by using the fact that our opposite sides are congruent. So we have x plus 9 is going to be equal to 2x minus 1. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to subtract x here, and I'm going to add 1 and add 1. And I get x equals 10. So our value of x is 10. And then if we're going to have 10 be x, we're going to have 10 plus 7 is equal to y. 17 is equal to y. And those are the values that would make that a parallelogram. Alright, so the opposite sides parallel and congruent theorem. If an opposite side is both the same length and parallel to the other opposite side, then that is a parallelogram. And then also, if the diagonals bisect each other to have equal segments on both sides of the intersection, then that makes it a parallelogram as well. Push to. So here you see that we have a parallel line and same distance for VU at the bottom and ST at the top. They're both making that a parallelogram because that's so. ST or SV and TU have to be congruent and parallel as well. Alright, so we're going to find the value of x that makes this equal on both sides. So I have 5x minus 8 is equal to 3x. I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. Negative 8 is equal to negative 2x. Divide by negative 2. X is equal to 4. So if I check that out, 4 times 5 is 20, minus 8 is 12, and 3 times 4 is also 12. Alright, so we need to find the values of x and y in that quadrilateral using angles that will make them parallel, a parallelogram. So we're going to find y first. We have 4y is equal to y plus 87. Subtract y, and I'm going to get 3y is equal to 87. Divide by 3, and I'm going to get y is equal to 29. So those will be equal. And now we're going to go 2x is equal to 3x minus 32. We're going to subtract 3x from both sides. Negative x equals negative 32, so that means x equals 32. And those would be the measures that would make that a parallelogram. So now, for what value of x is M and PQ a parallelogram? Again, as long as we have the diagonals bisected equally on both sides, that proves that it's a parallelogram. So we get 2x is equal to 10 minus 3x. We're going to add 3x to both sides. We get 5x is equal to 10. X then is going to be equal to 2 after I divide by 5. So our sides are going to be 4, and 10 minus 6 is 4. So they're equal. Lastly, we just want to look at which theorem proves that this is number 3 shows that we have the same length on the opposite side and that they're parallel on the opposite side. So number 3 is shown right here in the opposite sides parallel and congruent theorem. Okay, now we have number 4 is shown by the measures of. So the parallel show that both pairs of opposite sides are congruent is number 2. So number 4 at the bottom is shown by that theorem. Parallel and opposite lines are congruent. And lastly, number 5, our opposite angles are congruent, and that is opposite angles congruent would be that theorem right there.